Today we're tying a Caddis Dry Fly. The hook I'm using is from Risen Fly Fishing. It is a 2 extra long light wire dry fly hook. The thread I'm using is also from Risen Fly Fishing, but I got it a few years back on clearance. He no longer carries this. It's a Royal Sissy 100 denier. The reason I'm using it is mainly for the color, and also that it splits very nicely when I'm using it at the very end of the fly here to tie in some CDC with the split thread technique. Now from here, you want to add a tail. And what I'm using is this Coq de Leon feather from a cape that I have. When you pull them off the stem there, just pull them all straight out to the side there, grasp them so they're all lined up, and rip them off. Lay it right on top and go ahead and wrap it in back to the top of the bend of the hook. I got one little one that doesn't want to cooperate, so I'll pluck that out of there. Go ahead and tie it all the way back to the top of the bend of the hook. And what you can do is take your thread and up and under the tail, display it out a little bit, and bring your thread back up and cut away the excess. And now we're going to add a little dubbing to the body. What I have here is Waspy Superfine Dry Fly Dubbing in burnt orange. It's real easy to dub this product. That's why I like to use it for dry flies. It's real stringy and it's easy to spin on. All you gotta do is lay it right on top of your thread and spin it on. What I like to do is make it real tight to begin with there, and then wrap it on, starting backwards to where the tail starts, and wrap it back on. Wrap it forward a few times, just tighten it up as you go. And when you get to about the 3/4 the way up, that's where you want it to end. And once you got it all tied in there, we're going to add the hair from a snowshoe rabbit's foot. What I'm showing you there is where the toenail of the foot is, and make sure you're clipping the hair from the bottom of the foot. The hair from the bottom of the foot is the hair that is naturally water resistant. Just go ahead and clip off a little chunk there. You're going to have a lot of fluff in the bottom, so take all that out and over top of your garbage can there. Don't make a mess on your desk. Clean it all out real good. Take out the guard hairs on the front side there, and on the bottom side. It's all cleaned up. Just lay it right on top. Just give it a couple wraps. Secure it. And now we're going to repeat the process one more time here. Take another pinch of the rabbit foot hair, about the same width. Clean out the bottom, clean out the guard hairs. You can see I have a guard hair that I didn't get very well, but I'll get that eventually. Lay it right on top, tie it in again. And for the third and final time, take another pinch. You can see I took a little more this time. That wasn't really intentional. So I actually cleaned it out and reduced it down to size a little bit. And same thing, cleared out the fluff on the bottom and the guard hairs from the top of it, and tie this one in also. And this is where you're going to start thinking about how you want the front of the fly to look. You want to clean it up a little bit. You don't want all this excess hair showing. So get a little trim and wrap it up, but be mindful of how many thread wraps you're going to give this. Too much bulk is going to make it heavier. So give it a few wraps, but clean it up, cover it up, and when you do, go ahead and park your thread there. So now you're going to add a little CDC to the fly. What it's going to represent is just some legs. It doesn't add to any floatability to the fly. That snowshoe, rabbit, foot, hair is all you need for that. So select the feather out big enough to where you can add a good maybe inch or so worth of material to your thread there. And once I have a feather selected, I'm going to add it to my little CDC holder. This is just a little see-through clip. I got a few of these in different sizes. This is the size that works well for this project, but I got a real long one, I got a real short one, and everything in between. I think I got 5 or 6 of them. Place it in there and just clip along the stem of the feather, so you have basically half of the barbules, the feather material, exposed. This tying technique here, splitting the thread, is something I really don't do often. If I do anything with a dubbing, it's a big loop, or just spin the dubbing on to the thread with wax. But in this case, we're going to split the thread and divide it up. Stick your finger in there and grab that clip with the CDC in it. Just lay it in the center there and release the thread, capturing the CDC. And from here, you want to go ahead and spin your bobbin several times. Just spin that CDC up a little bit, so when you wrap it on there, it's all nice and secure in your thread. Wrap it up several times, pulling it back a little bit as you go up against the wing, and go ahead and tie it in. And once you added the CDC to the head of the fly, go ahead and give it a few turns on the whip finish there. Secure it, cut away your thread. I like to make sure all the extra long pieces of CDC are plucked out of there. Trying to make it even. These are actually just representing legs when it's in the water column. So do your best to even things out there. Doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. Now at this point, I like to give it a little brushing just to see any imperfections. Actually looks pretty good. Still got a couple long pieces of CDC. Pluck that out of there. Looks pretty nice, just the way I intended it to. Take a little Sally Hansen's, just dab it on the thread in front there, just enough to coat that thread up so it doesn't come unraveled on you after the first fish. And once you get to this point here, you want to make sure the eye of the hook is cleaned out. The last thing you want is to get on the stream and have it all clogged up. So take your bodkin, just stick it through the hole there, clean it out a little bit. I actually had a case here not too long ago where I had a fly that I forgot to clean out the eye on the stream here, and it was rather frustrating. It took me a couple seconds to get it cleaned out. Now this is called Abilene. It's a moisturizing cleanser for makeup. It is petroleum and paraffin wax with a couple other small ingredients in there, but it is a great dry fly floatant. This fly does not need floatant, but if you want to float all day super high on the water, add this to it. But most of the time I don't add it. I just wanted to show you the product here. You could add it to any dry fly and it works great. Comes in a big tub. This is 12 ounces. Got it at CVS with my 40% coupon from CVS. If you sign up for their app, they send it to you, or their emails, they send it to you and you load it up on your phone. And I think it was like $9 for the 12 ounces there. Alright, if you like this video, give me a click and subscribe. Hope you do like it. I'm trying hard to tie some nice flies up for you. So, enjoy. Tie one up, take it fishing.